Before we begin today's episode, we wanted to announce that we have officially launched our Patreon, where you can find exclusive content, engage with North Coast, and get access to perks like recordings from live shows, freestyle tips and tricks, and Patreon-only episodes. Whoa, you're getting access. For top-tier patrons, we'll even have pre-order links for live events and virtual freestyle lessons. Sign me up. So visit patreon.com/North Coast Podcast and help your favorite hip-hop improv team thrive. Hey, welcome to the North Coast Podcast, hip-hop improv comedy, where we interview amazing comedians and people that we want to chat with. North Coast hip-hop improv. I'm Douglas Widick.
I'm Luke Miller.
I'm Ralf Jean-Pierre.
Dr. Brick.
Hey, and we are here at Sweet Tea Studios in Williamsburg, Brooklyn with a very, very amazing comedian. They are performing Luke Ass at Union Hall on September 16th, but this comedian performs all over the city. Truly one of the funniest stand-ups in New York. Give it up for Kate Sisk!
Hey, I'm happy to be here.
Woo! It's good to see your face.
Kate.
Thanks for having me.
I truly haven't seen you in over 2 years.
I know, it's wild.
Yeah, it's weird, but you're still absolutely crushing it. But you were just on vacation, though.
I took a little break.
Where did you go? What did you do?
Went to Massachusetts, saw my parents.
Nice.
Went to Buffalo, went to my best friend's wedding, which was very fun. I was in the party. It was my first time in a wedding party.
Oh, that's dope. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
What
It was
was?
fun.
Did you have a role? Were you one of like the?
Well, so it was a little unconventional wedding because they got Zoom married during the height of COVID.
Oh.
Okay. So it's a paper done and deal.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
paper-wise it was done, so there wasn't a full-blown ceremony, but they did, the first time around, they were just trying to do things real quick outside on Zoom to get health insurance as soon as possible.
Oh, nice,
hey.
nice.
So they did the vows that are like the traditional vow, like to sickness and in health, yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so romantic.
Yeah, like till we die, one of us dies.
Honestly, the health insurance is the most romantic part of that for
Yeah.
me. That sounds
You
beautiful.
just went, you just went full Tony Soprano. You're like, yeah, they're in love or whatever.
I don't know, Tone. They're kind of in love or something.
Yeah. Listen, Chris. Did you feel a lot of feelings at the wedding?
Yeah, so then at the wedding, they weren't doing a full-blown ceremony, but they wanted to exchange, their written vows for each
Okay.
other. So I kind of did both of the fathers. I kind of emceed.
Oh,
So
Wow.
I introduced both of the fathers who spoke, and then I said some words, and then they exchanged their
was this
vows.
during the reception?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Now, did you crack some jokes?
I cracked a little bit jokes. The night before, we did a nice old-fashioned roast.
Oh,
Whoa.
Yeah.
You
So I
roasted
cracked
both
some.
people?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Are you willing to share like a roast or two that you?
I'm trying to. A lot of them felt ultra specific. There was. I didn't write jokes about this, but just to show you how ultra specific it was, another one of my friends did a good amount of jokes on how much milk my friend likes to drink. So
Ooh.
And the crowd went, "How much?"
yeah. And then Greg Giraldo came out. I don't know. Yeah.
but it was so fun. It was so fun.
Oh, that's funny. That's really fun.
That's
yeah.
smart to get all the jokes out of the way, too, so that the next day it could be, like, more chill.
Yes, yes, I agree. There's nothing more uncomfortable than being like at the reception and the best man is like, I fucking hate this guy. He's fucked so many women.
Right. And they're like in their best outfit they'll ever wear. And they're like, "Ah." Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wow. So now that that's over, what is going on for you in the city? Are you doing a lot of shows right now?
Yeah, doing a lot of shows, gearing up for the next Luke Ass Spectacular, as you said.
Hell yeah. Tell us about Luke Ass.
So let's see. I started doing drag like right 1 second before the pandemic.
Amazing time.
Amazing timing.
Yeah.
To do an art form that 100% relies on other people looking at you. I went on a stand-up tour right before the pandemic hit, and while on that tour, me and some of the other stand-ups also would do like a drag number here or there.
Oh, nice.
So, and I really liked it. And then during the pandemic, did James Dwyer Maggie Widows and Carolyn Cotter did like an online bit show, maybe once a month, and I started doing my drag character as a comedy character on that show, and I just kind of felt like I hit some sort of sweet spot. So now I'm just trying to like do that. Yeah.
Just in the promo clip, I was fully sold. I was just like, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
I love Luke Ass too. He's so funny.
Thank you.
It's so good. Where's Luke Ass from?
The answer I have for that is Boston, Massachusetts.
Wow.
How did you dream up this character, Luke Ass?
Well, so when I first started doing drag, I had been following a lot of drag kings online and seeing some drag in real life. There's this drag king and thing collective here called the Cake Boys, who I'm a big fan of. Go check them out. They're so cool. But so I had been watching a lot, both in real life and online, and so I was like, I'm gonna be sexy. So when I first started doing drag, I was doing, I was like lip syncing, doing like what I thought was like sexy makeup, sexy clothing reveals, stuff like that. And then by the time I got into the pandemic, I think I was feeling just deeply unsexy.
Yeah.
And it felt like more kind of like, oh, this is all like absurd and silly. So I kind of like leaned into that angle of it. And so from that, I feel like the true Luke Ass personality was born.
For people who don't know Luke Ass that might be listening right now, can you give introduce Luke Ass to them?
Yeah. So Luke Ass, this guy, oh my God, he's
oh my God, this guy, oh my God.
He wants to be good,
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, his 5 best friends are Mike, Mikey, Michael P, and Mike. So he's like greatly informed by the environment from which he comes, but he's just discovered arts and culture, and he thinks the world of it. He's not he doesn't know exactly what's what, but he loves it. He doesn't hate women, but he has problems with them.
And his concerns are valid.
Just kind of like he's like a send-up of masculinity, but also like there's a fondness there for it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And do you do lip syncs as Luke Ass?
I did at my last show. I did Luke Ass doing drag as a woman.
Oh my God!
You have so many Patroiska dolls in your set. You're like, it's like Luke, like the multiple levels of gender in Luke Ass, the Mike, like everything. Yeah,
it's fun.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. Oh my gosh, I love it. So you're doing Luke Ass, and then you're doing stand up. And what are you doing to stay sane right now? Like besides your work?
That's a good question. Got a little dog.
Oh,
I guess he's not little. He's 60 pounds, but he's
60 pounds. That's a medium-sized dog, right?
He's little in that he's so cute.
Is that a pandemic dog? Are you gonna before? Or?
So my partner and I, we lived apart for a long time. We were long distance for like 5 years or something. And that whole time she was like, I'm gonna get a dog. I'm gonna get a dog. I'm gonna get a dog. I was like, please do not. I want us to be living together when we finally get the dog. Mm-hmm. And so we were like, okay, when you graduate law school and move to New York, we'll get a dog then. And she just happened to be graduating law school in the year 2020. So it was incredibly hard to find a dog because everybody was getting kind of quarantine puppies.
Yeah. Right.
But we finally found it. There was a shortage of dogs.
Clear the shelters, and then a lot of people gave them back. Such a dick move. It's
that happened in 2008 too.
Really?
Mm-hmm. A lot of people were unemployed.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
But we finally found him. He's from like what's it called? He's from a shelter in South Carolina, but it's not really a shelter. It was just like one woman at her house.
Okay.
Who just like takes care of like dogs and cats that need taken care of, and then her husband drives a van all the way up the East Coast, dropping off animals in different locations.
Wow.
So she puts in so much work. She's great.
Yeah.
But so we literally just like got our puppy out of a van on the side of a highway in New Jersey.
God. puppy from a van. Puppy
Puppy
with
from-
a van. There's a man with a plan with a puppy from a van. Puppy from a van. Puppy from a van. There's a man with a plan from a puppy from a van. Do you want a shell tease or a Pomeranian? Come on over to my Vanian, and it's gonna be inside. Those puppies' eyes are open wide. Wah, wah. Can you take me home? It's a lot, sir. These are rescued pups, and some of them are fosters. Do you want a cutie? Do you want a scritch on my little booty? Well, you can have me, but there is no windows on this van, and I'm gonna drive really damn close.
Puppy from a van.
Puppy from a van. It's a man with a plan. It's a puppy from a van. Puppy from a van. Puppy from a van. It's a man with a plan. It's a puppy from a van.
Oh, I see those nice doggy eyes, you see. But Mr. Man with the van, the return policy, this is endemic. It's a pandemic. If I get this dog, I don't want it to be a scam. See, what's the return policy on this damn ass dog? Can I send it back and maybe return it, get a nice hog? I don't know if I want it for this whole damn disease. So can you tell me the return policy, please?
Oh, piggy in a van.
Piggy in a van.
It's a man with a plan. It's a piggy in a van. No, puppy in a van. Puppy in a van. It's a man with a plan. It's a puppy in a
I
van.
tell you what, if you want a dog, I'll give it to you. That's my job. My wife, she raises them, makes them real nice, and I bring them to you. I drive all night. My back really hurts, and I got emphysema. But if you need a dog, I will be your leader. I will be your friend. I'll bring you a pup. I need like $50. What's up?
Puppy with the van.
Puppy in the van. It's a man with a plan. It's a puppy in the van. Puppy in the van. Puppy in the van. It's a man with a plan. It's a puppy in the van.
See, this little puppy, he was part husky, so he was whining all the time. And I had to cut his claws. They were so sharp. But that dang little puppy, he got right to my heart. Oh, he's scratching on my heart. He's pulling on my heartstrings. I take him everywhere. We do all the things. I take him to the park where he bark. He makes lots of friends with these little other puppies.
That was a puppy from a van. That was a puppy from a van. It's a man with a plan. It's a puppy from a van.
Sharp claws.
Puppy from a van. Puppy from a van. It's a man with a plan. That's a puppy from a van.
You saw nothing.
What's the
Wow.
puppy's name?
His name's Jacinto.
Jacinto.
And what's the que significa?
Jacinto is in Spanish, that would be hyacinth.
Hyacinth.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
We did a little photo shoot with him and little hyacinths behind him. My grandfather's also now that we have him, my grandfather's always singing this song about this guy and his 5 kids, and he can never remember all the names of the different kids. But the last ones are Jacinto and Jose.
Oh.
So he always sings that whenever he sees my dog and just kind of fills in with the other names.
Oh my god.
Mike,
random names.
Michael, Mikey.
Yeah.
There you go.
Jacinto Jose.
But yeah, we named him that, and then we were talking to our Italian friend, and she was like, "Oh, it's like the myth." And I guess Hyacinth was a mortal man, I think, that was so hot that a god fell in love with him, which matches up because my puppy's very handsome.
Ooh, you have like one of those like stoic regal pups.
He's yeah. When you take a picture in portrait mode, you're just like, oh, you're a model. Like,
Oh wow.
like people don't really tell us that he's cute. People will say, he's handsome. They'll say that's a handsome dog.
And themselves like, ooh. Can I give him a treat?
Can he give me a treat? Oh my god.
The funniest one we got was this guy looked at our dog and he goes, "That's not a regular dog." And he goes, "That's a hyena."
What do you think of people who are too into wolves? Like that's a thing where they're like, I want a non-domesticated dog.
I wanted that for a
Oh.
long time.
Yeah, it's a thing.
My Ralph means wolf.
Oh,
Wait,
I don't know why that's
really?
so funny to me.
Is this a bit?
Wait, I never knew that.
This is a great bit.
You're laughing so much.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but yeah, I once was in one time I was in, where was I? New Mexico, and I was in this house with these people, and they was this, I don't remember where this was, somewhere in that area, Southwest, and I was in this house, and they had two dogs. One of them was a half wolf, half dog. One of them was a full wolf, and the half wolf, half dog had the wolf's puppies.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. Well, that's blue heelers and also Australian shepherds are part non-dog as well. They're part dingo.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So how do you feel about wolf people?
Well, so I think as a kid that would have been very interesting to me. My brother and I watched the movie Balto a lot, so I was like, oh yeah. He's wild, but he's kind. Like, but no, as an adult, I actually got super scared. My dog was he was getting frustrated a lot, and felt wild to me. Okay. He's also I've never had a dog before, so it might have just been the adjustment of having an animal in the house, but. And I stumbled across a Twitter thread of people being like, oh my God, I did the dog DNA test and my dog's half coyote. And then there was so many people being like, me as well, same here, me too. And I looked at the list and like this whole thread of people sharing pictures of their dogs that were part coyote. I was just like, oh no, they look just like my dog.
Oh my God. So the rescue house with the van man is potentially a coyote breeding site.
I really got convinced that he was. So then we shelled out the $75 for the DNA test. And he's not. He's fully not.
Wow.
But I was 100% convinced. And my partner, I think, kind of thought I was silly the whole time. But then when we went to Massachusetts, it was like sunset, and a coyote just kind of like was like walking in the grass, and it looked just like our dog. I think it's just like the husky German Shepherd combo just kind of like looks like coyote, but it's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Husky German Shepherd combo. Yeah, because German Shepherds look like wolves. I mean, they really do. Yeah.
Stern looking dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't do another dog rap, but
No.
I want to. Yeah.
You want to get it in.
No, right?
I want to ask, I don't know if this is a good question, but I want to ask. You seem to me like somebody who's like, was like born a stand-up. Can
So nice of you.
Oh, okay, good. Can you like, is it vivid to you when you realize that you were going to be a stand-up, or do you just feel like it's just what you've always been doing?
That's a good question. I feel like when I was a kid, I definitely liked making my friends laugh and liked making my family laugh. I feel like my family are pretty funny. And then my mom put me in like after school theater or whatever, and I was obsessed with it, and I loved doing it. And then come middle school, all of the school plays were musicals, and I cannot sing. So I would try out every year and get rejected every year.
That's why you learned to rap.
Yeah, I should have auditioned with a rap. Instead, I auditioned one year with Can't Say No from Oklahoma.
Say no,
Yeah.
that one, right?
She's like basically saying like, as soon as a guy's interested in me, I'm gonna have sex with him.
Oh, right.
And
right,
I was like
right.
11.
Oh, that's so fucked up.
But so I audition every year with a song that I thought was kind of character actory in the hopes of being like, hey, there are roles in this, like, I don't need to sing to play the Wicked Witch of the West, you know? But I never got in. And so I just kind of gravitated more towards soccer, because I was good at.
Wait, you sang Can't Say No, and they still did say no?
They still said no.
They said no.
Yeah, they didn't realize that I was instructing them. Like, you actually can't say no to me, or I'm going to go fuck this man.
Can't say no to this 11-year-old. No, can't say no to this 11-year-old. No, can't say no to this 11-year-old. No, can't say no to this 11-year-old. No.
See me, I'm singing, I'm auditioning. I'm telling you, and you better start listening. I'm coming in strong. I'm singing Oklahoma, you better sing along. Singing like a character, yeah, I'm coming up. Singing, I'm mad at you. You all don't know, you all don't get it. I want this part. I'ma sing hard and I'm gonna pull your heart.
Can't say no to this 11-year-old. Can't say no to this 11-year-old. Can't say no to this 11-year-old.
Can't say no to this 11-year-old.
Okay, my opinion won't budge. The director, I am the judge. Will it maybe or a no? Will I say yes? I don't know. You say I can't say no, but I make my own opinion. I see you up there and, yeah, I don't like you singing, so gotta send you back down on the list. Sorry, but you're not in this play, Kate Sisk, 'cause I can't say no to this 11-year-old. Can't say no to this 11-year-old. Can't say no to this 11-year-old. Can't say no to this 11-year-old.
Okay, Kate, on the rubric, we like your vocals, but you didn't do a good job acting like a yokel. You stood there as the Bernadette Peters role, but then you fell over and you rolled on the floor and you sang and like it was an acting exercise. We don't understand your choice. It wasn't very wise, but we want to tell you something. It is very expedient. You seem to be a naturally born comedian.
Can't say no to this 11-year-old. We can't say no to this 11-year-old. We can't say no to this 11-year-old. But let's listen to this 11-year-old and see how it goes.
As you can tell, I'm not musically gifted, but the thing is, I kinda grifted. I made him laugh. I got him on my side, and now I'm going for this wild wide, where I'm technically performing, but I'm not really talented. Technically performing, but you can see I put the effort in technically performing, and you give me those laughs. That's all I need to stuff them up my ass.
You just said no to that 11-year-old. You just said no to that 11-year-old.
You just said no to that 11-year-old.
How come?
You just said no to that 11-year-old.
Where the winds come sweeping down the...
Fake it till you make it.
God.
Wait, so you went to soccer after that. Did you play soccer for a while?
I
Was
did,
that a
yeah,
short
yeah.
thing or a long thing?
I played soccer for a long time. I played soccer all growing up. Then into college, I played in college, and then I played after college for Puerto Rico. which was-
Whoa! Okay, so you like played soccer.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I played soccer, but it was like when I was 6, so it's very different.
That's
Yeah, I
a
loved
lot
it.
every time I watch soccer, I'm like, man, that's a lot of running, dude.
Oh yeah, yeah, a lot of miles per game.
Do you have energy? Like, are you just like, when you wake up?
Now?
Yeah.
No. I maybe did at one point. At one point, I feel like I did. I used to take really good care of my body for soccer, so I think that I don't think I'm like a really morning person, but I think taking care of my body made it like, okay, I'm waking up, I'm going with this, and now I wake up and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Another day already?
Yeah.
Another day. It's another day.
Now you're like, you used to run sprints, and now you're like, the bodega is how far?
Yes, exactly.
Let me ask you
my
something
God.
about soccer, because I feel like friends that I have that played sports at a high level, they always, in the things that they do now, either professionally or for fun, like they take a lot out of it. Was there anything that you took out of soccer that you take into your performing, for example, like the camaraderie or the discipline or anything like that sticks out?
I feel like I felt I was very good at having teammates and being part of a team. So improv was like such a fun way to do it, as you guys know. Like it was nice to have teammates and like have there be like a greater effort that pushing for. In terms of like stand up, it's obviously a lot more like individual, but I feel like just like for years I was really like gotta get those reps in.
In stand up?
In stand up, kind of coming from years of just being in the backyard, just hours on the ball trying to like get my touches in. And also I feel like in soccer, like I was really good at training both my right and my left foot to the point where there wasn't really a big difference between them. So I feel like the equivalent of that in stand up is I like try to do things I'm really comfortable with and then try to like do things I'm not
Mm.
not with.
That's great.
So hopefully,
That's awesome.
hopefully one day
You're a
there'll
cross
be an
trainer
equilibrium.
stand up.
Yeah.
Your approach to stand up, you're very natural on stage, but you you have barrages of jokes. Like you'll have an angle and you'll be like bow, bow, bow. And I was curious, are you a word perfect stand up or are you a bullet point stand up? or a mix or whatever?
I feel like when I'm working out new jokes, kind of bullet points, and then once I find the wording, it'll probably be the same every time.
Do you film every set and like watch yourself back?
I do audio on every single set and listen back. I know a lot of people right now are doing video of every set, but I don't necessarily know that that's. It's almost like there's too much stimulus for me watching it back. It's like, yeah, I'll try to make a tape if I want to like put that somewhere or show it to someone, but the audio really allows me to hear what I'm saying and like where the crowd is laughing. Honestly, if I could get video from behind me of the audience, I would watch that, because then I can see their faces of like, I didn't get that, or like, I didn't like that. Like, those are two different things, you know? Like, I would but I don't feel like I can go on stage like with a GoPro taped to my forehead.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I know Chris Rock would like watch himself in the mirror even for like every little gesticulation.
oh, interesting.
Yeah, that sounds like another level of like almost like Nathan Fielder. Like, okay, let me get every variable of the audiences.
Yeah. There was this one time I was like working a comedy festival, and there was this like really I'm blanking on his name, but like an old timer from Boston who like had his stuff down, and someone was like, "Oh, was your set a little different?" He goes, "Yeah, I added a new pause."
Whoa!
Because he was just at the point where he was like, "I have what works. I've created this body of work. I'm gonna perform it exactly how I know will work."
Damn.
To its like.
Have you worked
potential.
in Boston?
I have, yeah. That's where my partner was living for all those years. So whenever I visit her, I would like book shows there.
Yeah, that's
a
like
lot of good people in Boston.
Yeah, it's like a super tight, like they're like very protective of each other, but there's also like, I've heard a lot about that scene.
It's a very storied scene. A lot of great comics have come out of Boston.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I cannot name one.
Dane Cook, Bill Burr.
There you go.
A murderer's row of white dudes.
Yeah. Well, Marin, but Patrice O'Neill came out of there.
Okay.
That's the only black person I can think of. But
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So was it a clean break from soccer into stand-up, or did you sort of have a little bit of stand-up while you were still playing soccer?
There was like some overlap. So after all those years of getting rejected by the school musical, in college I was like, all right, I got to do something like performing wise. So I started doing improv, and then just kind of like decided I would move to New York City to try out for UCB. Like that was, I don't remember deciding that. Like when you asked if there was like a moment, like my body made that decision without me. Like I did not think twice about it.
Yeah.
I remember I was standing on the train platform with a one-way ticket to New York City, and I was like, am I fucking serious right now? This is so stupid.
Whoa. Wow. Had you seen a show, or was it autonomic where you just like was it, because there was quite an exodus to UCB, well, not an exodus, but a lot of people were heading that direction.
There was
pilgrimage.
Yes, there you go. That's the word. There was some older there was some people who had gone to my school before me who had come back and performed, who were at UCB, like John Timothy and Zach Cherry.
Oh, so good.
Came back and I was like, I want to do what they do. Like, that's so cool. So I just kind of came. But so then there was like a little bit of back and forth where like I would play for Puerto Rico and I would be there for like 3 months or whatever. And then I would come back and like do some comedy. And then I went back to Puerto Rico again, kind of after I thought that I would be done. I went back one more time, which I'm so glad that I did. Our team did so well. Ooh. I'm so proud of my teammates. And then came back and was like, okay, soccer's definitely over. Now I'm going to do stand-up like every night. And that was
awesome.
Like the kind of,
that's
transition.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So outside of stand-up, I saw you were recently engaged.
Yes.
Oh, what? Congratulations.
That's
Thank
amazing.
you.
That's amazing. Did you set the date yet?
Not really. We're thinking maybe next year. We've been together a long time and only recently got engaged, which is in part because we were apart for a long time, but also in part because my partner was like, what's the point of marriage?
Oh, you got one of those.
The point is health insurance.
So you were the one who was like, let's
do it. Yeah.
Some tax benefits, right?
For me, I'm like way more romantic about it. I'm like, I needed her because she's the lawyer, so she like understands that there's like a legal arrangement there.
Yeah.
But I was like, no, I need you to want this on an emotional level, because if I'm coming in with full romance and you're coming in with full practicality, I don't know if I can do that. So she challenged me to think about like why marriage was important to me. So I did, and I did some thinking, and then I presented it to her, and she was like, yeah, I can see that. And so then we were like, okay, we're gonna do it.
Wow.
So having been together so long and only just being getting engaged, we think it would be kind of a funny bit to get married on our 10th anniversary.
That's great.
Good.
So we might do that next year. Yeah.
I love it. 8 years is an amazing. I mean, I know it's not like, oh, you hear about these couples that are together for 40 years, but there was a lot of pandemic breakups, and I was curious, like, what makes you and your partner, if you don't mind saying their name, work? What's the secret sauce?
Her name's Chelsea.
Chelsea.
I don't know
Shout
that.
out to Chelsea.
Where you at?
I feel like anyone else, like I saw something the other day that was like, oh, people say marriage is hard, but that doesn't have to be true. And I was like, I guess if like your life is perfect, like I feel like part of what makes marriage hard is that like life is hard.
Yeah.
Or relationships. We're not married. But yeah. So, I don't know that we've completely figured it out, but I think we're committed to figuring it out together.
Yeah.
And as far as COVID goes, we had a backyard, so I think that's part of why.
Yeah.
I want to look at the stats of couples with backyards and without backyards.
Yeah.
Who's still together?
Oh my God.
In
Yeah.
8 years, did you guys ever break up, or did it ever look like it was gonna happen and got back together?
I don't think so. But one thing about that is like we were definitely together, and I don't think there was a moment of tension where we were like, is this gonna happen? But just being long distance, we were like completely living our own lives. Which I think was good because we met when I was 21, so it was probably good that we didn't live together till I was like 27.
Yeah. All right, gives you time for your brain to fully form.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. So you have a thriving personal life, you have a thriving career. What do you do for fun?
Well, I should be playing soccer.
Yeah, right?
I think I need to get back in shape first. Not like full shape. Like I was playing before COVID happened. I was playing in an 11v11 league.
11v11?
Full field.
Oh, sure.
Like 11
As
people
one does.
versus 11. Because you can play in like a 6v6 league or like something like that, which people
Smaller
say
field.
smaller, and so people think that that's less tiring. I actually think it's much more tiring because there's people on you all the time and everything has to be fast. So I was playing in a full field women's league, and I was like, you know what? I took a lot of years off after my career ended. I think because I was like felt tender and sad about it.
Sure.
And I was like, okay, I'm going to play. And I was like, I'm going to half-ass it, which is like the first time I'd ever half-assed it. And you know what? It was kind of fun. But what was comedic about that is I was like, I'll play like 20 minutes half. I'm not interested in playing 90 minutes. Every time I showed up to play, we did not have 11 people. So not only did I have to play the entire game, but we were at least one, possibly two, and one time 3 people down, making it an incredibly exhausting experience. But I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter if we lose. Like, I'm just playing for the love of the game, which was a refreshing way to play.
Did you ever half-ass a game when you were playing for Puerto Rico?
No.
Because I feel like, I have a day job, and sometimes during my day job, I'm like, I'm going to take a half-ass. Like, I'm going to slack off a little bit. But I feel like as a pro athlete, you can't really half-ass a game.
There was
You quite quit on the field.
Pro sports, we half-ass it. 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 Got some effort? I don't have it. I hit the field, I half-ass it. 50%, I got it. Water break, I want it. Yeah.
I throw the ball, I drop it down. I lay down on the ground. I get a flag. The referee says, what you doing? I say, I'm thinking about sleep.
Pro sports, we have facet. Pro sports, we have facet. Hey, pro sports, we have facet. Pro sports, we have facet.
I'm playing golf, I pick up the ball. I'm playing soccer,
I pick up the ball.
I'm playing basketball,
I pick up the ball.
It's not against the rules, but I still pick up the ball. Baseball, I don't throw the ball. Weightlifting, there ain't a ball. Other sports, I got balls, I pick it up. I go to sleep.
Oh,
Pro sports, we have facet. Pro sports, we have facet. Pro sports, we have facet. Pro sports, yeah, you know we have facet.
I show up to the game. Oh, I'm feeling sleepy. Show up to the game. Put on all my socks. Show up to the game. Don't want to do more than that. Show up to the game. I'm taking half-ass shots. Oh, show up to the game. We're down a man. Oh, dang. That throws a wrench in the plan. Oh, man. I want to be on the bench, man. Oh, half-ass it.
Pro sports,
pro sports.
we have facet. Pro sports, we have facet. Pro sports, we have facet. Pro sports, we have facet.
Thank you so much, Kate, for coming on the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Hell yeah. You have been listening to the North Coast Podcast. If you enjoyed this podcast, show your friends. Follow us at North Coast NYC on all social media and northcoastnyc.com.